What is up, y'all? Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Shana Moakler and Travis Barker, which if you guys did not know, Shana is Travis's ex and baby mama. She is the mother to Alabama as well as Landon. We're going to be talking about her within today's video because she says that she is completely done talking to Travis and she is over talking about the Kardashians. Now, this is a little bit of a controversial statement because if you guys have not seen before on TMZ, on 2Fab, on People, on Bunny XO's podcast, she has kind of made it her whole entire shtick now to talk about the Kardashians, and I just think that this is so crazy. I actually subscribed to Bunny XO's Patreon before so that way I can see her podcast with Shana Moakler, and I just got to keep it real with you guys. Obviously, I don't know what is the truth. Everything obviously is just from her side. Travis hasn't really spoke out about anything, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, she did make a lot of accusations towards Travis within that podcast, and I just found it to be really ironic given the timing. I think that it is just a little bit weird being that Travis, at this time, he just got married to Kourtney Kardashian and then obviously got her pregnant and was part of the Kardashian clan now. And I just have to say, I found it to be very odd that Shana all of a sudden is speaking up. I'm like, girl, you've had all these years to speak your piece, say whatever you want. I'm sure so many people would have been down to have her on their podcast. You know what I mean? Being that she was once upon a time a reality star as well as a famous model too. She was really popular. I understand now, maybe not so much, but I'm sure she still could have had that space to speak her piece. And I'm like, wait, you wait until he ends up part of the Kardashian clan and then you start talking all this trash on all the Kardashians and stuff. It just seemed really fake in my personal opinion. So obviously, all of the things that she was saying towards Travis, I don't really know if they're true or not because he never really said anything about it, but it was all just pretty much things that, that was her truth, basically, let's just say. But is it the truth? I don't know. Everything to me just came across a little bit I was suspicious of the timing, if I'm keeping it real with you guys. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about that with today's video. There is something that I want to talk about before this that is probably going to be a little bit lengthy. So if you guys want to just jump ahead to the Travis Barker stuff, jump ahead a couple minutes. I really want to talk about this right now because it is heavy on my mind because I was scrolling through Instagram and I was like, is this not the most bizarre thing that you guys have ever heard? I am so sorry that I just have to talk about this. And I was like, I'm not going to make a full video about this. Back in the day, I used to be obsessed. And I mean obsessed with M.I.A. I'm talking about when I was 17 years old. When I started going to all these underground raves and stuff. M.I.A. was the music that we would listen to on the way to the underground raves. Oh my God. I loved her so much. I feel like her music was so ahead of its time. If you guys were fans of M.I.A., you guys know everything that she came out with. Her whole album was just something so different. Everyone thought it was so weird, and I was like, she was so ahead of her time and just so talented. Well, she's starting a whole new business venture now, and I don't know why I find this to be probably the most bizarre, celebrity line of anything that I have ever heard of. And y'all know I've said it before, Gwyneth Paltrow stuff, having a candle-scented My Vagina. I thought that was pretty weird. I think this may be a little bit more weird. But in interesting news, though, people are kind of hey, you know what? Maybe she's onto something, and maybe she really is. So let me go ahead and tell you guys about it. This is what it says right here. It says M.I.A. launches a clothing line that's meant to shield the brain and body from 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and more. This is the quote right here. If the conspiracy theorists are wrong, good for you. So she is coming out with these bucket hats, which by the way, these things are kind of costly too. This is what it says right here, the tinfoil hat. It says blocks 99.99% of Wi-Fi, 4G, and 5G from reaching your brain. 100% brain coverage, made with pure copper and nickel. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Faraday fabric. It says reversible and two-tone design. This is what the whole company slogan is right here. It's going to take me a little bit to read this, but I just really want to talk about this because it's so interesting to me. Like I said, if you guys don't want to hear about this, just fast forward. In the time of smart cities, digital crypto, AI, Neuralink, hackable humans, zero privacy, deep mind, internal body data harvesting, and indiscriminate tracking surveillance, mind data mining, social media overload, augmented reality, social credit system, virtual dystopian minefield, we bring you the revolutionary future of fashion. Omni is your last frontier at preserving your privacy, autonomy, and rights over your body and your data. This is not your artist foray into fashion. This is a necessity, the armor of the modern knight in the age of modern technological warfare. You might think of the war zone as far away from where you are, yet in 2024, even your house is a digital battlefield. Omni is designed to be protective, preventative, and precious. Future backwards is RUTUF. If the conspiracy theorists are wrong, good for you. You own some beautiful clothes made with pure silver and precious metals. But if they are right, you just might have saved the future of humanity. Welcome to Omni. I could be a genius. I could be a cheat. I have to say, like, to me, like, looking at this, I'm like, low key, this is very bizarre. Like, very, very bizarre. But because obviously it does go into the realm of, like, conspiracy theorists of, like, oh my gosh, like, they're gonna hack us. And, like, are you gonna get the mark of the beast? Like, you know, all these different things. Obviously, like, Neuralink, a lot of people are saying Neuralink is, like, the mark of the beast. So it's just so crazy to me that, like, she is coming out with a full-on clothing line for this. And this is what it even has on their website, too. It says, engineered for your protection. And then it says 99.9999% shielding effectiveness, and then it says 50 to 75 dB EMF attenuation. I don't even know what that means. It blocks Wi-Fi, radiation, satellite, EMF, RFID, data tracking, Bluetooth, and cell tower. I guess I'm just a little bit confused with this because I would think that, say, for example, if we did in fact have like something within our brain, then this would make sense of it to be blocking it. But what if you don't have like the Neuralink or things like that? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it going to be blocking? I don't know. I guess maybe what this is like this whole conspiracy theorist of like, oh, they could put out like, you know, waves through the TV and through the Wi-Fi and all this stuff and like could control us, which... Y'all, I'm sorry. Maybe I just hey, maybe I may be stupid, okay? But I'm just not believing it as of yet. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not saying that it can't be true because you just don't know. This day and age, I just feel like, damn, there's just so many things out there that we don't know. And I feel like the government lies to us a lot. So I'm just kind of like, you never really know. But this just seems a little bit crazy to me. She also has like pants and stuff. Those are like $100. I don't have the price of the tinfoil hat, but I'm just like... I can't believe this is reality. I'm so sorry. But she was ahead of her time on her music, so maybe she's ahead of her time on her fashion. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this article right here talking about Shana Moakler and Travis Barker. Also, can I just throw this out there? I feel like because I didn't really like talk about that many like celebrities on my channel that I never got the chance to say this. Do you guys feel that like Travis's and Kourtney's relationship is kind of weird? Like, honestly, all the times that I've seen them like in public as well as social media as well as on the reality show, they are constantly making out like they are like two 15-year-olds at like Knott's Berry Farm and they get a little bit of privacy from their parents. I'm just like, why are your guys' tongues always down your throat? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I just don't like PDA. Like, I'm just like... That's just weird. Like, why are you guys always doing that? And I don't know, it just always kind of, it gave me the ick, if I'm being honest with you. I'm like, you guys are like damn near like 45 years old and you guys are over here like that, just constantly like sitting on top of each other and just making out and they're like tongue all out. It's just too much for me. It's too much. Anyways, so this is what the title says right here. Shana Moakler no longer speaks to ex Travis Barker, sick of talking about Kardashians. But you know what? I want to say this, though, to my understanding. I thought that she hasn't talked to Travis in a long time. Oh, also, speaking of which, too, it was being said before that she didn't talk to her kids for such a hot minute. She actually did make, y'all, this was a hot minute ago, so don't take my words verbatim, but she did make a comment along the lines of she chose, or the kids chose to stay with Travis because he has the money and she doesn't have money and they obviously want that lifestyle and Travis could provide them that lifestyle. And she apparently didn't talk to the kids for a hot minute. Well, I want to say maybe about a week ago, maybe even 2 weeks ago, Alabama was, actually I think Landon was there too, spotted with Shana Moakler at Disneyland. Ironically enough, I'm like, oh, that's so funny. So I wonder if they like made amends and everything is good between them now because it seemed like they were having a good family time at Disneyland. Travis was there. It was just Landon, Alabama, and then Shana. So this is what it says right here, a quote. I don't have to like the effing Kardashians and I'm honestly sick of talking about them, Moakler said in an interview in which she also hit back at claims she's a deadbeat mom. This literally sounds exactly like the Bunny XO podcast, if I'm being honest with you. Like these were kind of like the similar talking points. I just kind of wonder if like, is this barely being made public now? Because this literally, this article was published on June 25th, which is the same day I'm filming this. So I'm just kind of like, oh, I wonder why this is taking so long to come out because this seems like the same type of topic that was on the Dumb Blonde podcast with Bunny. So anyways, this is what it says right here. Shana Moakler has had it with the Kardashians, or talking about them at least. In a new interview with People, the former model and pageant queen said she's sick of talking about the famous family. What's more is she reveals she's no longer talking to her ex Travis Barker, who recently welcomed a baby boy with wife Kourtney Kardashian. Which, by the way, too, like, isn't that kind of crazy? Like, am I tripping, or isn't she like 45 years old, right? Isn't Kourtney like 45? I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Like, well, I had thought before, I don't know if like everyone's just different, but I thought like you weren't even supposed to have a kid after 40. But I'm not educated on that, okay? So I don't want to hear it. You guys are gonna be like, oh my gosh, like there was a woman who was 65 and had a kid. I'm like, okay, but I thought you weren't supposed to. I thought it wasn't like healthy. I don't know. Any which ways, let me go ahead and continue reading on right here. Which, by the way, I have to say, this says right here in an interview with People, okay? I want to throw this out there. So not only is she doing an interview about People talking about the Kardashians, but then she also did the Dumb Blonde podcast talking about the Kardashians. I'm like, Everything that she has been doing recently has been about the Kardashians. I'm like, I think that she's trying to find a way to stay relevant. In my personal opinion, call me shady, whatever, but I'm just keeping it real. That's how I feel. Anyways, from how the Kardashians have impacted her life to how she's handled claims of being a deadbeat mom and her biggest regret to date, check out the top takeaways from Moakler's interview with People below. She's done with the Kardashians. Moakler is saying no to talking about the Kardashians, telling the outlet, I don't have to like the effing car. Oh, well, that's the same damn quote that I already read. You guys already heard that. Her disdain for the Kardashians goes way beyond Barker's marriage to Kourtney, with Moakler coming face to face with the famous family years prior when Barker was rumored to be hooking up with Kourtney's younger sister, Kim Kardashian. Oh my gosh, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about, because once again, I felt like during this time when all this drama was coming out, like I wasn't talking about celebrities too much on my channel, so I was just kind of like only about beauty influencers, do you know what I mean? So I never really said my opinions about this. You guys, I'm sure have heard the rumors before, right? That he like low-key had an obsession with Kim Kardashian. Don't you find it weird, like, to be Kourtney? Like, wouldn't you be like, oh, he wanted my sister first? Like, this is weird. Like, we're gonna have family, like, Christmases and Thanksgivings and, like, family outings together. And, like, once upon a time, he had a crush on my sister. Do you guys find that weird? Because I don't know, for some reason, I would be like, I'm not okay with this. Anyways, moving on. Well, the Blink-182 has, the Blink-182, maybe they mean the Blink-182 singer. Okay, not this whole article being botched right here. It sounds like me reading. It literally says, well, the Blink-182 has since worked to hush rumblings about whatever did or did not go down between he and Kim. It served as a point of contention in his marriage to Moakler, which lasted from 2004 till 2006. The pair would welcome kids Landon and Alabama in 2003 and 2005, respectively, during their time together, continuing on and off relationship before calling it quits for good and finalizing their divorce in 2008. Barker also helped serve as stepdad to her daughter, Atiana, who Moakler shares with ex Oscar de la Hoya. Oh my gosh, this damn website right here, I'm reading this right now from 2Fab. These pop-ups that they have, oh my gosh, it makes it so hard for you to stay in order because it literally just keeps on moving with the pop-ups. Anyways, I'm more than just the ex-wife of famous men. Moakler, who was married to the boxer prior to her relationship with Barker, told the outlet, I was Miss USA at 19. I'm smart. Every part I've gotten in a movie or every show I hosted or auditioned for, I worked my effing ass to get. She no longer speaks to Travis Barker. With tensions continuing to rise between Moakler and her ex, the reality star revealed that she no longer speaks to Barker. We don't speak anymore, Moakler shared. Oh my god, saying her name makes me like, Moakler shared, I don't have a relationship with Travis, but I think that's okay. I don't feel like it'll be like that forever, but I feel like right now, I think that's where we are at in our evolution, and maybe in the future, it'll change. Sorry, y'all, my camera literally cut off right at the end of that, but that was the end of what I wanted to read. Anyways, it does go on a little bit more, but it's going more into depth about like her personal life and like where she's at and whatnot. I specifically wanted to talk about her speaking about, you know, the Kardashians, as well as her being a bad deadbeat mom, which, by the way, I do have to say this though, I feel like, in my personal opinion, good for them for working through their relationships. I do feel, obviously, sometimes you just go through some things with your parents, and obviously, you know, if you relate to a post online, you may like it because that's how you're feeling in the moment. I'm glad that they worked that out though. My one and only thing about Shana, though, is I low-key feel like it's just so damn hypocritical that you're like, I don't like the Kardashians. I don't want to talk about the Kardashians. But then in every single interview thus far, she talks about the Kardashians. And I think that she knows that obviously her talking about them is going to keep her relevant and keep her booking these interviews, because a lot of these sites will pay for interviews. A lot of people will pay for people to come onto their podcast. So I'm just kind of like, it seems to be like her key talking point right now, because other than that, I know this is going to sound so rude, and I don't mean it to be rude, but other than her talking about the Kardashians, she's not really relevant. And I swear, I'm not trying to be rude, but how else do you say that? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just kind of like, she hasn't really done anything in so long. Like, yes, I know once upon a time she was, you know, a model, an actress, a beauty pageant queen. Like, you know, I get all these things, but I'm like, you're not now. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, y'all, that is it for this video. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.